Many are scared of bees because of their painful stings. However, in most communities, bee hunters dare the consequences to get honey, which is renowned globally for not just its sweet taste, but medicinal and economic benefits. Now, while bees are better known for honey, these intelligent creatures also have significant impact on other foods, including fruits, vegetables, chocolate, and coffee. Now, little wonder 20th May is set aside annually as World Bee Day to raise awareness on the importance of protecting and preserving bees and other pollinators. Now, interestingly, the day honors not just honeybees, but bumblebees, of which there are 21 species, and the 77 species of solitary bees too. And with the theme, Be Engaged, Build Back Better for Bees, the United Nations on this occasion of World Bee Day is promoting global action to protect bees and other pollinators facing a plight that is emblematic of the larger biodiversity crisis. Albert Einstein once famously said that if the bee disappeared off the face of the earth, man would only have 4 years left to live. Interesting. Welcome to Nigeria Today. I am Victor Azu. In the studio to speak on the economic viability of bees is Adeyemo Yusuf, President, Youths for Apiculture Initiative and member, Apimondia Africa Regional Commission Working Group on Honey and Hives Value Addition Products. You're welcome to Nigeria Today.
Thank you, Mr. Victor.
And also joining me is Akonde Ayoade, National Youth for Mobilization and Training, Wi-Fi they call them. Welcome.
Thank you, Mr. Victor. Good evening, everyone.
Now, let me begin with you, Akonde. Just how important are bees economically and for human existence?
Thank you, Mr. Victor. As you can see, before the United Nations can give a full day to commemorate bee, we should know that they are very, very important to human existence and the economic wise. Human existence in the sense that, according to what Albert Einstein said, if the bee should go into extinction, in 4 years, human existence will go off. And the reason is this. You see, even before my father was born, bee has been pollinating. People don't really know. But because a lot of things are going on, climate change or climate shifts, a lot of them are being threatened. So we have to wake up and to see how we can, multiply the bee as to help us, because without bee, there will be no much of a crop or yield in our society. So because of that, we have to put into cognizance the system by which we need to buffer the production of the bee itself, because the more we have bee, the more they pollinate, and the more we have food.
The more we have life?
Yes, the more we have life, and there will be food security and food sustainability in the system.
Thank you, Akonde. Now let me take it further with Adeyemo. We often hear of bee farming, but I'm not sure how many people brave the odds. So what does it entail, by the way, to farm for bees?
Thank you very much. It's just a matter of using English. When you say somebody is a big farmer or you are into bee farming, it's just a simple thing that you are a beekeeper, whereby you are rearing bees. It's an act of rearing bees for the productions of the honey and other products. And that is the essence that we have, producing the propolis, the wax, the royal jelly, the bee bread, and many other value additional things that you can get from the bee. That is as simple as that. That's when you say bee farming, you are just rearing bees. And this thing is not a new thing. If you go to Nsukka, people have been beekeepers. If you go to Ikire in Osun State, people have been the beekeepers even before my father was born. If we go to like Kaduna in Zaria, people have been beekeepers. As small as that when you rear bees and you take care of them, either in a local way or in a modern way, you are a bee farmer.
Now, give us a sense of all there is to bees. Bees, honey, what else?
There are lots of things. The only things that we just believe in our own thinking in Nigeria or in Africa is just the honey alone. But the honey is just one of the products. And even at the international markets, we have some other products that you can get from the beekeeping, which has more higher value in terms of money that the beekeeper can earn. Part of it is the beeswax, which some industries are making use. The paint industries, polish, many other things that are using this beeswax for. We have the propolis, where you can also use. It's also a very good product at the international market. We also have what we call the pollen, which is also very rich in protein, has a very high protein content and even recommended for some health issues, like some people that have, this I cannot recommend, but most of the doctors recommend the use of this drug to replace the nutrients in most of the patients. We also have the royal jelly. We also have the bee stings, the way we got the bee venoms, which is also very, very useful. If you see some people now,
even the pain of it?
Yes, yes. It's not a pain. It's just like look like that. For example, if you go to the doctor now and you say, I'm having a headache or I'm having something, they will just say they will recommend something. Maybe they want to give you injections. You have to take it. But on the aspect of the bee, you may be looking at that as the pain. But can I tell you that?
Just attract bees to sting you and
okay, let me say this one. For every single bee that you are saying that if it stings you, that bee will die. It is not even their own wish to just die. And that means that if you are allowing bees to die, it's even, I will not even look at it that the bees is doing any painful things. It's even helping you. It's died because of you. And that means because when you have a bee stings, when you have just one point of a bee stings in your body, it has been known that it can reduce some little body pain, just little things that even for women, like a man that wants to be very active, if you're using the bee stings, it can help. Even these are the things that the bee stings. You can imagine the venom that is coming there is also helping the body, and that's antibiotic. And it has written.
I just hope that it doesn't transfer the venom to humans. Anyway, we'll talk more about that. But in the meantime, these days, bees are hardly seen in ordinary spaces, like we were talking earlier.
Yeah.
Are they going extinct in this part of the world? Akondi?
Well, I said it during my introduction. Most of them organisms now, they are threatened, they are endangered. And bee is also one of them. And if you see, there is a lot of problems in advanced country as a result of the use and disuse of and misuse of chemicals, or maybe most especially pesticide. And now the thing is coming into the country, and the way we are using pesticide is so much alarming, to the extent that the bees are being threatened. Not that they are not in space, but what we are saying is that a lot of things are contending against the survival of the bees. One of it is climate change, and the major aspect of it, the other side, is the use of chemical. If all these things can be taken into cognizance, I believe that they will bounce back, and we have a lot of bees. And we are, as we have rightly said, bee must not be joked with. The food security and food sustainability of any nation is largely depends on the bee. And we can go on and explain about the importance of this bee. So, as you said, the question you asked, are they going out of space? Yes, but we have to come up. A lot of the private sector, the government should come up. A lot of research should go in. People should, awareness should go on. That at least average farmer, if you are a farmer, maybe crop or whatever, you should have knowledge of bee, because they do a lot of benefit. They bring a lot of benefit to farmers and even people around you. So they can't be neglected.
All right, thank you very much indeed, Conde. Yeah. But what can be done to address these concerns, DMO, or are we helpless? And what else can bees not do, by the way?
Thank you very much. Part of this is what we're doing today, and this is what you are also contributing as the media house, to create awareness and to engage people, to let them know the importance of the bee, not even the bee alone, or the pollinators. The only thing that, because we are focusing, this UN day is focusing more on the pollinators, but because the bee is contributing the larger percentage of that aspect, especially to the food productions and food security, that's why the bee become very part of it. Like you said, we need to continue to engage people. For example, now, if we go to like Oyo State, in Okyogun area of Oyo State, for example, which I grew up when I was growing up, you see, when you want to harvest the honey, then you have to go with the matches, and you have to put the hives on fire. You kill all the bees, and then you take the comb home. When you get the comb home, you squeeze it, you throw the comb away. But nowadays, with engaging this our fathers, we tell them that I don't need to kill them. They are good. They are giving you sustenance, the economy. And if I'm doing this one, I'm engaging them, and that's part of what we're doing in this. Even our
I guess in their own day, they were just looking. I think all they cared about was honey.
Yes.
And every other thing they could dispense with.
But now when I tell them that you can put your bee suits, and even a bee suit that even if you want to drink water, even if you have to have a cool something that will be cooling your body, you don't need to be under intensive conditions, and you go to your house, you harvest your honey without destroying your comb, and you return that comb. Let me tell you something. You know, the honey that they are producing is what they are using to build the comb. And you know, if you now save the time that the bee is going to use to produce the comb, and you return that comb back to the hive, you see the rate of the productions, then the honey will increase. Then that will have a multiplier effect on the food system, ecosystem, both even the food that we are not eating. And if you're asking me the questions that you're saying, what are other things that bee doesn't do? I'm not too yet. I don't know that, because even if
does everything.
Let me tell you something. Just recently, we have it in research whereby they say bee can help us to determine the COVID-19 test, and which they are still carrying out. Which there's not any animals that have done this one. And let me just shock you this.
But how? Did the research say how?
The research is still ongoing, but something that when you see the bee, they will get a sample. And then when the bee touch, they taste it, the rate at which it tastes it, they're looking at their response. And these are it's still under the process, but because you're asking me this, but I don't want to go much in that because the research and it's still ongoing.
And it is still
ongoing. Let me just go like this. In the Bible or in the Quran, is there whereby the honey has been taken as one of the very ancient products that cures a lot of things. And if you look at this one, I would say, we might not say it's doing everything. But if you look at the advantage and the contributions they are contributing to the world, is more than what we are doing for them or the way we appreciate them.
All right, thank you very much indeed, Adeyemo. We'll pause here and take a breather, so that we can refresh and come back talking more about the business side of the bees. Please don't go away. Right, welcome back. The program is Nigeria Today, and we have been discussing economic viability of bees. Our guests are still with us to provide more insight indeed. But let's talk business, like I hinted earlier. How viable is bee farming for the teeming youth, and where does government need to come in to make it even more so, Akonde?
Thank you. The bee as a sector is very, very viable when it comes to economic aspects of it. As we speak now in Nigeria, bee can pull out at least 4 million Nigerian youth out of working on the streets, and I can give you the analysis.
Please do.
Now, you know, we have 6 products that we are talking about from bee, and number 1 is honey. We have pollen, we have propolis, we have bee venom, we have royal jelly, and we have wax, bee wax. And you know, all of these, they have their value chain. Now, if you say, though, I don't want to go to the field, I want to work on the value chain, you can pick only the bee wax, and you can have more than 300 things out of the bee wax. Talking about cream, talking about candle, talking about shoe polish, talking about mascara, talking about polish, and so on and so forth. You can actually stay in that path. Another area that you can create jobs. Another thing is, if you look at the bee suit, some people can say, okay, I'm into fashion designer, I've been trained, I want to go into production of bee suit. And we have fabricators too. You can say, okay, I want to be producing smoker. Oh, no, I don't want to be producing smoker. I want to go into fabricating of extraction machines, like presser, and we have a centrifugal machine. So you can go into all these things, and there is a big job in that aspect. And we have to look at it, because we can't keep importing things into Nigeria. Our youth can do all these things. They are well trained. Some of them can do these things. We have a lot of fabricators. We have to start, bringing them into system.
And by the way, is it possible to do this as a side hustle, or is this something you need to devote all of your time?
Well, you see, before, people take it as hobby, but it has gone beyond that. Okay, let me quickly make this simple analysis. Oh, if I have 100 hives and I have 80 active colonies, and from that 80 colonies I can get 10 liters from the 80, that means I'm having 800 liters. With good honey in town now, we should go for 3,000 and above. So if you multiply...
So how many liters?
Just a liter. So if you multiply 3 times 8, it will give you 24. That is 2.4 million.
Now, the cost will also scare people who want to buy.
Now
that's expensive.
Well, you see, the reason why it's like that is because there is a lot of competition. When you are driving along the roadside, you see only of 1,000 naira, 1,200 naira, 1,500 naira, and because people cannot identify this, people cannot do the analysis by mere looking. You will not know. So, but when you patronize a good beekeeper, they have added value to it. You are paying premium. But if you are buying it at farm gate price, definitely you are buying in bulk. But I'm telling you, on the shelf, when we traveled to Apimondia in Turkey, I saw honey that is 70 pounds. 70, that is a liter. If you convert it to naira, you see that it's running to like 30,000 or almost 40,000 naira. So is it not the same quality? And we have a very good vegetation here. Our vegetation has not been perturbed, has not been bastardized. That's why the Europe and other countries, they are crazy. They are looking for our honey. So we have to take it, beyond being an hobby. We should go into it as a full-time, full-scale job.
Commercial business.
Yes, commercial business.
Now, I'm tempted to ask, Adeyemo, for all its worth, is honey good for all individuals, all categories of individuals, diabetics, for instance?
Okay, thank you very much. I will not be able to make a kind of a definite answers. This because of this have to do with the medical recommendations. But if we look at the general, the use of the honey as we grow up in our local areas and our beliefs and things, at least to a certain extent, honey is generally acceptable for the use for many people. And it might not be for everybody. For example, we learned like a small child, we are having some books that they said when you want, like religious books that I know, that said if you want to grow up, you give honey to the child in day 1, day 2, like that. We have some cultures that they use honey from day 1, day 2 till the child grow. But from scientific part of it, they are saying, okay, if you are like 1 year old child should not be given the honey. These are some of the things that will be in response to your question. But if I can answer it straight, honey is generally good for the people, but by the time it becomes an
diabetics?
No, it can be when you say for diabetics, it depends on the level of diabetics, and then you know honey also have a sugar content, but its own sugar content is natural.
That's why I asked.
It's a natural sugar content. And
sugar cane, for instance, sugar cane is natural sugar content, but that doesn't mean you are diabetic and you go.
That's why I said it has to do with the medical recommendation. But so far so good. Even some of people that have diabetics, if they still say you want to go and use sugar, you still cannot compare the use of synthetic sugars with the honey in the application. However, there's what we call additional value strategies now that people are doing. Like I told you in the introductions, I sit on the Epimodia, a regional commission working group on honey and the value addition chain project. And this area, we're looking at how you can add honey with some other products which is not going to have effect and it can be used in our communities. It's only we just need to look at what's the content of honey that I need to use. I'm not using an SSC because every SSC things becomes a problem. Like you talked about the bee stings now. If the bee sting becomes giving you like a having sting like 10, 20, it becomes a problem. But if you have 1, 2, it has its own effect on your body and you'll be fine.
All right. But I can't but ask this question. A major challenge is getting pure and natural honey. How can one differentiate the good from the bad and the ugly, Akonde?
Thank you, Mr. Victor. You know, identification of honey. It goes beyond mere looking at it, and to identify good honey. The best method that we recommend is to do the lab analysis.
Okay.
That's the best. You know all the content.
Lab analysis, but how do individuals like me? You have to go to the lab before you start consuming honey.
Okay.
That alone will stop me, will discourage me from using.
Exactly. That is the reason why we are saying and we are advocating for you know, good policy, so that the beekeepers, the real beekeepers, will be the one to hold responsible if there is traceability. If you are buying, if you are patronizing me, and you let's say you bought my honey and you discover that it has been mixed, or maybe it's not, because you know the source where you are buying it for. So if you want to test the honey, I do tell my customers that, for instance, now I've been in this system for over 17 years, and if by the virtue of picking the honey, the bottle, if I open and I, not by physical identification now, but if I smell, I know the flora. Though I might not be able to know all the flora in all the regions in Nigeria, but there is no way, you know, a sugar or molasses. That's
for professionals. I'm running out of time. It's for professionals. I'm looking for what an individual like me, who is not in that area or that field, that can deal with. But let me quickly take 30 seconds to take this with Adeyemo. What is the state of play in terms of honey availability to Nigerians? We talked a little about it earlier.
That's fine. We import more than the
30 seconds, please.
We import more of the honey and other value products into the Nigerian space than the local area. We have not explored the potentials of these sectors at all. within the Nigerian states, if you ask me in 30 seconds. And that's one of those things that we're doing in our own youth, where all the youths within Nigeria, we're bringing ourselves together. One of those things that we're doing is that we're collecting honey sample, where we have the honey bank, which we can try to do some analysis, and we can classify honey that we have in Nigeria.
I'm afraid that's the much time will permit today on Nigeria Today. But we must thank you, Adeyemo Yusuf, President, Youth for Apiculture Initiative, and member Apimondia Africa Regional Commission Working Group on Honey and Hives Value Addition Products. That's a mouthful. Thanks for your expertise and analysis on the program.
Thank you.
And our same measure of thanks to Akonde Ayoade, National Youth for Mobilization and Training, Wi-Fi. Many thanks for coming on Nigeria Today.
Thank you very much.
And the program is live every weekday at 7:30 in the evening. You can also watch this and other editions of the program on www.youtube.com/NTA News 24 Hub. My name is Victor Azo. Thanks for watching.